So today I'm putting in a battery in my 2016 Silverado. I have a NOCO onboard charger, so the first thing I gotta do is clip those zip ties. So I'm gonna speed this video up to make it go a bit faster so you guys don't have to wait around. I wanted to get it under 10 minutes. So pop all those zip ties off, take that NOCO charger off. Kind of set that to the side. Pop off the positive battery cable, flips up, comes right off. So you flip it up, pull it off. The fender brace, these are 13mm bolts, and you're going to take 3 of those off. One on the fender, one on the firewall, and one on the vertical brace. You're going to remove that and set it to the side. Get that out of the way. You're going to use a 10mm socket and loosen the positive battery cable and pull that up. And then the distribution bus box, there's a clip on the fender side and the engine side. And you're just going to pop those off, and that just pulls right up. You're going to move that out of the way. So once you get that out of the way, you're going to remove the vertical brace, which is a 13mm bolt that's bolted into the battery tray. And that's so we can move the bus further away from the battery, make it easier to get out. Set that brace aside, and then the battery clamp, it's a 13mm as well. We're going to loosen that. I went ahead and took it out because this battery's got to slide. It's slide forward. It's pretty difficult to get out. Got to take a bunch of stuff out. So remove that. The coolant reservoir has to be loosened and pulled forward. So that's 2 10mm bolts. One is towards the fender and one is towards the engine compartment. And once you get those 2 10mm bolts out, I drop my socket. Don't drop the socket. So get those 2 10mm bolts out, and then you're just going to push the coolant reservoir towards the engine. Once you do that, the battery slides forward and you can pull it out. And then the new battery goes in just like the other one came out. From the front, slide it into the battery tray, reinstall the coolant reservoir, 2 bolts. This is 10 to 12 foot-pounds. That means it's just snug. Do not over tighten these. It's a plastic container. So you want to get that just snug. Don't drop the bolt either. That's a pain in the butt. Then reinstall the battery clamp. This is a 13mm, and this one's about probably 20 foot-pounds. I didn't look up the spec, but you want this snug, but not crazy. And then you're going to put that bus bar back on. That should pop straight down. You'll hear it snap. I took off one of the positive leads that go up against the firewall just to make it easier for me to pull the bus bar away. So I took this opportunity to just snug up each of the bolts on this bus bar just to make sure they're all tight and there's no loose connections. And then you're going to take Next is the negative battery cable. We'll slide that back around where it needs to be. And again, that's 10 millimeter, 6 to 10 foot-pounds. So this is, you get it on there and you snug it up, and then you're going to do the same thing with the positive. 10 millimeter socket, 6 to 10 foot-pounds. If you took the cover off of your bus bar, make sure you put that back on. Snug up those terminals. Put the positive cap back on. That goes vertical, snaps in, and then folds down. Reinstall the vertical brace. That's the one that goes into the battery tray. That's a 13 millimeter, 20 to 25 foot-pounds. Again, this is snug. And then you're going to reinstall the fender brace. I put the fender bolt in loosely, put the firewall bolt in loosely, so that I could get the vertical brace bolt in more easily. So I tightened the vertical brace up first. As we're waiting for me to tighten these up. Why don't sharks eat clowns? Because they taste funny. These are 13 millimeter, 20 to 25 foot-pounds. And that is, for most people, that is a complete job once those bolts are tightened up. I put in a NOCO onboard charger because my truck sits in the winter for longer periods of time, and I can just put it on the charger, plug it in, and I know that battery is going to be good. The first one lasted for me almost 10 years. So these things are kind of worth it. And I zip tie the strap connection to the vertical fender brace, and then I zip tie it again on that vertical brace, and then I also zip tie all of the 110 wires to the vertical brace so that that thing can't move. And a nice part about this is that I can